What's up, fellow collectors? P-Rockzilla back again for another review, and today we're taking a look at the Hot Toys Tusken Raider from the Mandalorian series, and you can actually use this from any kind of series in the Star Wars, like the OG ones, because they all look the same to me, which is true. I did a little research, and they kind of look the same. A little bit wrappy, a little bit different, a little bit protruding, whatever, spikes or horns, whatever those are called, but you can keep this as an OG representation of the Tusken Raider also, so I had to get this because these characters are super cool to me. When I first started watching Star Wars, they were like the first weirder. I was like, are they human? Are they like, what are they, aliens? Whatnot? Never seen what they look underneath the wrappings and the mask, but I love the way that looks with the little wrappings and the mask, that little, just the weird, funky, like the little eye-looking pieces, whatever. They just look weird, the mouthpiece with all that wrapping. And then especially the robes they have and the weird weapons. These Tusken Raiders were a must-have for me. I know it took a little longer to get me. I actually had these for a while. Like I said, I'm just trying to catch up to my boxes now. Trying to get figures out so I can get them displayed. With my limited space right now until my module cases come in. But anyways, this character I had to have. And if you don't have this character, I would recommend it. But before I do recommend it, let's go ahead and look at the figure first. So we're going to do that in this review. But before we start the review, please hit that like, subscribe button. Click that bell notification. All right. So, let's get this review started. Dale! What's up, fellow collectors? Die action. Dale! Let's go ahead and take a look at the box before we get the figure out the box. So right in the front, you get that cool picture of the actual figure right here, the Tusken Raider. And like I said, I love the wrappings and stuff like that. That mask is like teeth are in there. It's kind of like a whale's, like I forgot the name of the teeth of the whale, whatever. But anyways, looks super cool. Love the weapons, the belt, and everything like that. Right here, you get another picture of the Tusken Raider. You get the Tusken Raider. This is the TMS-028. You get the Hot Toys logo right here. Another picture of the Tusken Raider with the binoculars. The Disney logo right there. Over here, Tusken Raider again. And then right in the back, Tusken Raider, all the legal information, store information, stuff like that. Serial bar right there, and that's it. So let's see real quick, before we get that out, let's see if there's a slip cover in here. And yes, there is. And that's the infamous... I can't do that thing, man. I'm trying. But yeah, I love that. Yeah, it was always spooked me out when I was a kid when I first heard it. I was like, what the hell? But anyways... definitely cool right there. Definitely gonna be my final pose for this figure. You gotta have this, man. I want to get a second one to have him in a different pose, but definitely gonna be my final pose right there. All right, let's go ahead and get this slip cover off and see what it comes in the package. Once you get the figure out the box, let's get the box out the way real quick. You're greeted with basically 1.5 layer of a clamshell. You get the half layer right here that has the hands and the belt pouch right here, and then right in the bottom you actually have the figure with the base and stay in the bottom, all the weapons and accessories. So, yeah, I like the way these weapons, the size of these weapons. Look at the size they are compared to the actual figure, man. Ooh, that was cool. Can't wait to get this out the box. So let's go ahead and get him and everything in the package out the box. You can see in close detail in 4K what comes in the package. So now we have the Tusken Raider laid out with all the accessories that come in the package. So let's go ahead and look at the figure first, as always. And feeling the figure ready. He actually is a lot lighter than I thought he was going to be. Not too much of, Bo-Katan, Ahsoka have more of a heavier weight than he does. But let's look at the hands, look at the details. You can see. Not sure those are gloves or those like the real, yeah. I've always wanted to know what the hell they look like underneath that mask, man. This mask right here, see how they look? I've always wanted to know what they look like under there. But like I said, this design, even as it may look cheap or wonky, but I love this design, man. It makes them look creepy, and like you just don't know what the hell they are. It could be androids. I know this protects their eyes and everything, but it could be like when you first see it, you could be like, oh, is that a robot? Is it a human? Is it a monster? You see the wrappings here. That's all like a hard plastic. And then down here, you see the little scarf going around there. Little canister there. The belt. This is pleather, so this will have to be treated. I'm not sure if these open. I'm not going to try to open those. I'm not going to put anything in there. And the same thing right here, the pleather also. As you can see. And Let's see, the cloth, it doesn't feel as cheap. It feels pretty good. Kind of see-through, you can see my fingers through it. It's a pretty transparent dirt. Some bendy wire in the seams right here. And then right here, you get the little skirt, and under it, all you want to see what they look like. Regular pants, just regular pants under there. Pants look comfortable though. And then you get the boots. The boots look like wrappings also. So there you go. There goes the detail on this. So you can actually see back here. I'm not this sure there's like a bump back here. Or maybe there's like, that's hair in the back. That's just tied up there. Or all the wrappings are basically tied up, you know. I don't know. But you can see the bump back here. That's something different I've never seen before. All right, so let's look at the articulation. So the head can go sideways. Feels like you can do a full 360. You can look pretty far up. Very far down. Looking down at the Jawas. Tilt sideways. The arms, let's see how these arms go. Oh, all right, so the jacket is hindering it a little bit, but you could get it up. Is it a jacket or is it under here? I don't know if it's under there. But the arms can go fully up, as you can see. And then, let's see how far, pretty far wide out. Let's see if I get both hands. There we go. So you can do the T-pose. Arm can go up that way. Can go pretty far back that way. So good articulation at the arm so far. Let's see if we get single or double bend. Double bended elbows. Aw, snap. So you get the double bended elbows. You can do the wave. And then let's see. Do we get pivot? So this is just at the, is there a shoulder? I'm trying to see. Yes, there is pivot at the twist at the shoulder. I'm sorry, pivot. There's twist at the shoulder, the upper bicep, and the shoulder. And then, let's see. That's good there. I'm about to say, the bend on, when you articulate the double bend on the elbow, one portion of it is ratcheted. Has a decent ratchet to it. All right, so that's good. Let's see the waist. We'll take a look at the waist. He can twist that far up, but because of the suit under and the clothing, it does come back a little bit, but he can get a pretty good twist. Same thing around. And let's see if we can do the back bend. Yes, good back bend. Good ab crunch going forward. So he could definitely look real good down, real far. And then we got, let's see the legs. I don't know if this is going to be, it shouldn't hinder because it has a split here. So let's see if you get the split up a little bit so we can get as much articulation as we can get possible. So he can go, all right, so it is pretty hindered with the pants under here. As you can see, there's a lot of tension there. So there's a little hindered right there. Oh, there's some hard ratchets. Sounds like I'm breaking the figure, but it sounds good. Yeah, so he cannot do the Hogan boot, but you can try. And you do get double bend. Oh, you can do the whole head myself knee. So you get the double bend at the knees. So this guy actually has pretty good articulation from what I thought. I thought it was gonna be a little more stiffer because you know they don't be doing flips and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, it's good articulation so far. And you can see the belt in the back. Let's bring this back down. And then here you can see the wirings right here. And then on the other side right here is the wiring. All right, there we go. There's the articulation on the Tusken Raider. And I gotta say, I'm surprised. He has very good articulation. I'll fix that later. All right, so let's look at the accessories now. So we got a gaffy stick. This looks nice. You know, if you have the Boba Fett already, you know, I'm pretty sure you have this already. If you have the Boba Fett figure. It looks pretty cool. Nice little tip there, a little pointy. It's not soft plastic, so that can break easily. I can see that breaking, so be careful with that. Then you have his rifle. And this is a pleather type material also. But you have the rifle here. Let's look at the tip of the rifle. Look at that. I like that little gold trim on there. Go all the way under it. Oop. Wrappings right here. You have the little metal piece buckle right there. More wrappings, and there you go. There's the rifle. Love the way the rifle looks. Look at that. That looks pretty cool. The detail right there. That looks cool. And then, honestly, I'm not 100% sure. This is like another version of a gaffy stick or with a rifle end or something. I'm not sure. But this is something different. I gotta look at the packaging and see what they call this. But this looks cool. The paint on this also looks amazing. The texture on this right here, it feels real good. Like you could tell it, and if this was real, this would give you a real good grip. Because even my thumb, I feel like it gets, kind of stuck there. So that's good texture right there. Look at that. All right, so there we go. Let's look at the binoculars. Binoculars right here. Love the way these look right here. You just, like I said, you can use this from any movie these characters were in. Doesn't just have to be Mando. Yeah, look at that. It looks pretty good. The detail in there is good. The weathering is good. See the little turny things to adjust the zoom. The strap is it a pleather type material? I think it is. And then you get the little, I forgot what this is called, but the little, I'm gonna look again. I'm gonna put the thing right here in the detail and text what this is called. I forgot what it is. But to me, this is the coconut water. If you Puerto Rican, you know it's coconut water. Get that coconut, cut the top off, get that little coconut water right here, drink it up, eat the little coconut on the inside. But this is cool. I like this. This is definitely cool. Something I'm definitely, even if I don't have it in his hand, I'm gonna have it displayed with them. And then you do get swappable hands. You get it's like the gun wielding hand. And the wrappings on this is actual cloth. So that's cool. I thought they were gonna do it. At least it feels like cloth to me. Yeah. I thought it was gonna be like sculpted, but it's cloth. Then you get a little pointy one. You get 2 weapon wielding ones. And then closed fists. And then open with the weird finger like that for some reason on this one. And then you got this base. Tusken Raider. Doesn't say Mandalorian, just says Tusken Raider. That's good. Star Wars. Typical of that. The same base we all love and hate. Extra pegs. And that's it. Yeah, oh, and then the other belt right here. The other pouch you can put around him. Definitely going to put this on. I'll let you guys know how this goes. I don't get the instructions yet if I got to unstrap this or not. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. And that's it. That's everything that comes in the package with the Tusken Raider. I'm finally happy to have one of these in my collection, my Star Wars collection. Definitely need to pick up another one. But let's see what this guy can do in the size comparison. There we have the Tusken Raider staying in their default pose, doing a nice salute because I think those hands are perfect for a salute. I was in the military, so I remember doing the salutes to the officers all the time. Gave me flashbacks of that, so I figured I'd put them in a default pose like that. All right, so let's get back to the size comparison. First, let's go ahead and bring another Hot Toys figure, and this is going to be the Hot Toys Stormtrooper. Then, let's bring in another 1/6 scale figure, and this is going to be the 3-0 Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe. Real American hero. All right, and then last but not least, I'm going to bring in a 1/12 scale figure, and this is the Mezco 1/12 Predator. Let's just put him right here in the corner. Hopefully he don't fall. There we go. All right, there we go. Nice size comparisons with 3 other figures. Just in case you have any of these figures in your collection and you're wondering how this Tusken Raider will fit in your collection or your display. All right, let's go ahead and get to the final thoughts and final poses. So I want to get at least one final pose with him holding the rifle, getting ready to shoot it off. As you can see there, he has binoculars, so he was scoping the area out. Found his target, put the binoculars down, and now he's getting ready to go in the crouching prone position. I mean, I'm not prone position, the crouching position, to shoot the rifle out. So yeah, as you can see, as this spins around, I did have one issue. That left hand, you know how the pegs, usually they twist, they pivot, left and right to kind of give bend on the wrist. So mine's was not really bending at all, basically. So the peg broke off with the peg inside the hand. So I'm going to get a drill bit to get that peg piece out. Thankfully, they gave us 2 other spare pegs. So just want to point that out. As you can see, when it turns around, that the hand is kind of hanging on there. It's only really being held up by the rifle. Want to point that out. Want to be transparent with you guys with my issues with the figure so far. Other than that, nothing really negative. The coat, the robe or the coat, whatever you want to call it, does take a lot of fussing around, like messing around with. You got to mess around with it a lot just to get it right. And even now, like I don't feel comfortable down. Like it feels too poofy in the back. So it was a little, it takes a little more work than I thought it was going to take, but I like that because with the work you do put into it, you could get a perfect pose with that robe. So I like that. I don't mind a challenge here or there. So let's get to the next final pose. So not only can you display the Tusken Raider with the Mandalorian and with some of the OG stuff, you can actually do it with the Book of Boba Fett. Because if you remember, the Tusken Raiders, the same people were the ones that helped out Boba recovering why he didn't have his armor. So I kind of wanted to add that real quick, because it's been a while since I had this Boba Fett figure unposed and just put it in a quick pose real quick. And as you can see there, he's helping him out with the pouch, and he's giving him some of that coconut water. I know it's called something different, but I'm calling it cocoa water because that's my heritage right there. I'm sorry. So if you get offended by that, I apologize, but I know that there's a correct term for it. I just want to say coconut water because that's just what I like, and that reminds me of the coconut water. But as you see, the Tusken Raider is helping him out. The wind's flapping. He's giving him what he can to survive, and I'm trying to think anything else. Real quick, one other thing I want to say about this figure. When you swap out the pegs, you got to be careful. Hopefully your peg doesn't break, but if you swap out the pegs, be careful with the wrist guard because it does tend to slide out as you try to put those pegs back in. And I'm not sure if it's just mine, but on mine, my left foot, I guess the way they sculpted the bottom of the boot, it's kind of not flat. So when you try to hold them flat, like right now on the turntable, he kind of rocks a little bit. So maybe it's just a QC issue on mine only. I'm not sure if they're all like that, but just something minor, nothing big. But I'm enjoying this figure, man. I'm happy I finally got a Tusken Raider in my collection, in my display. These guys, if you're a Star Wars collector, you gotta have a Tusken Raider. You gotta have a Stormtrooper. You gotta have certain iconic characters, in my opinion at least, I think you have to have in your collection. And the Tusken Raider is one. Love the wrappings. Love the articulation on him. I do wish he was a little bit more weathered, like a little bit more dirtier or something like that. But you could probably just do that on your own if you want to do that. I'm not the type of person who does that. I just keep the figures the way as they are. Trying to think anything else. Just had that wrist pad break off. That was probably my fault. And now we have my Tusken Raider in the final pose I'm going to keep him in currently because this is the iconic pose when you think of a Tusken Raider, especially when you do that scream, this scream right here. So when they do that, you actually see them pumping their hands up with the gaffy stick up there, getting all pumped up like the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan, getting ready for a match. I had to put the rifle around them. Now, one minor thing is that freaking robe is a pain in the butt to mess around with. That back portion right there is a lot of like give there. So you see it's bunched up in the back. I'm pretty sure if you put more time into, you can get the robe posed up perfectly. I just want to get the review done, but it looks good right here so far. I'm going to mess around the robe a little bit more in the back, but then again, you won't see the back when I have it displayed. So maybe I'll just leave it like this. I did not want to swap out the belts, the pouch right there on the chest portion because I did not want to take that robe off and everything. So, but other than that, the only issue I did have other than the robe being bunched up in the back is that peg breaking. But other than that, man, I'm loving this Tusken Raider. I definitely need to get me a second one because I got to have one pose like this and one pose some other way. If you're a Star Wars fan, you never ever, or you rarely ever see a Tusken Raider alone. They're at least in twos, usually more numbers than that. So I got to get another one. I'm pretty sure he's going to hit a sale sometime soon. They've been on sale before, so I'm going to grab one on the sale and have them post together because, man, like I said in the beginning, this is a iconic Star Wars character. Yeah, it's not a big character, but it's a character you do know right away when you first see this character. You know right away it's a Tusken Raider, Sand People from Star Wars. Not only that, this is the first figure I was actually able to get the peg, those stupid sand base we're tired of. But if you look down, I was able to get his feet matched into those infamous footprints perfectly. Like he was made for this base right here. His feet fit the footprints perfectly, man. I love it. Not only that, it helps with the whole thing with his feet not being straight, so he doesn't wobble anymore. So basically, I don't really need to stand for this guy. I can have him posted just on the base and be happy with that. Just the peg. I still have to get that peg out that hand. But other than that, I had no issue with this guy. I'm enjoying the guy so far. If you're on the fence with this guy and you're a big Star Wars fan, I would say pick him up. But if you're like more of a newcomer Star Wars fan, then you kind of don't really need this character. This is more of like it kind of reminds me more of the OG stuff. I know you saw him in Mando, and then you saw him in Boba too. But to me, when I have this figure here, it's going to be the OG representation, and that's what I'm going to keep him for. So like I said, it's up to you if you want to get this guy right now. He does go on sale recently, so if you do want to get him, I would recommend grabbing him on sale on Sideshow. But I don't know. I like it so far, and I'm enjoying it, and I can't wait to put him on my display. I hope you guys liked this review. If you did, please hit that like, subscribe button. Click that bell notification. And as always, collectors, keep collecting, stay safe, be good, dale!